Yo, what is up, my golden boys and girls? Yes, you can see it's another competitive video. I'm very disappointed to have to do one of these, but you know, you all enjoy them, so I'm happy enough to at least make them for you. Now, as you guys can see, we are into the DB system, and I actually have these layers here because I do not know how good they actually are, but, I'm probably going to do testing with these, like, in depth with each of these parts, but I can safely say that these are not going to be the best DB has to offer. Nor are there parts, though, except there's 2 parts from Ragnarok that are really good. So yeah, the meta is still pretty much sparking focused, which is what you would expect from the start of every season. That previous generation still rules this generation a little more, so... Yeah, it's not like Metal Fight where when you went from, from Metal Fight Explosion to Metal Fight 4D, like the power creep was that big in weight. But, yeah. So, you can see I have drivers, chassis, discs, rings, and chips. So, yeah, you can see it definitely a lot more diverse than some of my last competitive videos, but that's because I'm not showing you my combos. I'm just going to show you the parts and how you would probably want to use them. So, yeah. There's plenty of other ways to use them. As you can see, there's also some very niche parts in here, like Universe, Spiral, Assault, Keep, Unite. But those can all be used in some combinations, and I also base a lot of my opinions off of what I see in the Japanese Beytuber community, or Japanese just Beyblade community, because those guys are freaking nuts. But yeah, so you can probably see like some of the most ones you probably know, which are Tempest, Mirage, World, Hollow, Rage, and some of you guys think Brave, but I put Brave here because it actually has a little bit of a use. I also could put Glide Ragnarok here, and I think I'm going to do that because it does also have a use. Despite most people thinking it doesn't. So yeah. A lot of cool stuff. I want to start off with drivers. Where do I be? I'll just start with the big one, Hybrid. So I've been seeing a Hybrid using a lot on, like, World. Like, Hybrid on World has been, like, kind of a combo a lot of people have been seeing lately, and I hear it's pretty dang good. I've actually tried it out myself. It's actually stupid good as well. I still like the Hybrid driver. Regalia Genesis is my favorite Bay of all time, so seeing this driver still being used is awesome because it's super unique to all other drivers, as it's, like, one of the few drivers in Takara Tomy that is actually fused with the disc, which are, like, Hybrid, Ignition, and Generate. So yeah, Hybrid's cool. Next up, I have Extend Plus. I have 2 of them here to explain a little misconception. As you can see, I have the stock Extend Plus, the one that you would get when you had the normal Z Achilles, and the launcher set. And I have Extend Plus from Union Achilles. Now, why I'm bringing these 2 together and bringing them up for you guys is because I would like to explain the fact of the matter is that these guys are different tightness. If you, what is it? The Z Achilles Extend Plus is actually a weaker spring than the Union Achilles Extend Plus. You gotta be, but it's very slight, but it's enough to make a difference in clicks. Like, you'll feel the difference if you have both of these. The chips make no difference. You could easily transplant the red chip on the gold chip onto the red chip and the red chip onto the red base. You know, you could do that. It's all good. But yeah, Extend Plus is your basic Life After Death driver. It probably has the best same spin out of any Life After Death driver, though sometimes Drift just manages to outspin it. And I've gotten points where Never has actually outspun it, but that was like on like really weird setups in same spin. Speaking of Never, Never is brand new. It came out on the first wave with Ragnarok, and I'd like to talk about it. So, what is Never basically used for? Well, it's basically Extend Plus, but a little worse. I have gotten it to outspin and same spin, but that was, like, more flukes than actual, like, consistent wins. So I wouldn't say it's reliable. But it definitely has more, it's basically a watered-down Extend Plus, so I would say there's no reason not to use it. But if you have, like, a better option, just don't use it. But it's pretty fun, and I felt like it deserved a spot in here. I will probably do testing on a live stream in the future with this driver, but until then, I'm just going to see what the community finds out about it. But I've been noticing that it's pretty much the best pairing with the Giga Disc because of how low it makes the driver sit. but that's just from what I've been seeing. Continuing with the trend of life after death, we have Mobius and Drift. Now, Mobius is 100% outclassed by Drift, but Mobius definitely is still a little usable. I mean, you can use Mobius if you don't have Drift, but if you're buying Variant Lucifer, you're probably only buying it for the launcher or the chassis, and I don't know why you wasted your money on that when you don't already have Lucifer at the end for the Drift driver. Now, Drift can be used in mixed situations. You can use it on Rage, you can use it on Mirage, you can use it on World, you can use it on... Hell, you could even use it on Volcano for all I give a crap. It's pretty much that good. You could even use it on, like, Curse, I don't know. It's just really consistent all around the board. It's got a bearing shaft and a POM kind of shaped tip. All around, probably considerably the best driver in the game at the current moment, as it is spammed every time in Classic. Or not Classic, Limited. Alright, let's move up to Zone Dash plus Z. Zone Dash plus Z is kind of better than Extend Plus, but worse than Drift, is how I'm seeing it. Now, I hear Never is actually better than Extend Plus in some ways, but worse than this. I'm not entirely sure, but Zone Dash plus Z is definitely another driver that likes to keep itself upright. And it's free spinning with, like, a metal plate, which makes it pretty dang good for use in competitive. I just got my COVID vaccine. I am exhausted, so excuse me. I don't want to grab a pillow. I'll just do this the whole video. So after Zone Dash plus Z, let's finish the trend of life after death, and we will move on to the Ryze Driver. Ryze is one of my favorite drivers. I use it a lot. It's definitely, like, not as good as Extend Plus and Drift and all the others, but I just like using it. I don't care if it's not competitive. I use it a lot. It's very fun on World, especially. And even against, like, I actually did it against, like, what was it? Not Rage on Drift, but, like, Tempest on Extend Plus. And this can consistently beat it with, like, worn out 2D. Which is awesome. Alright, I think that's all the life after death, finally. Let's move on to the two balanced drivers. Yes, I said balance with a burning passion. Volcanic. I feel like Volcanic's finally getting another spot in the game, because after I did some testing with the Giga Disc, I was amazed because it's now situated lower. Which means, if it's situated lower, like, let me grab, where's a layer here? I'm gonna use a Cyclone Ragnarok for a sec. It's situated lower, so that means it's kind of gonna just, I don't know, it just spins longer and it has better balance. So I've been doing a lot of testing with, whoa, okay, that actually is tight on dash drivers. Shit. But yeah, it's pretty dang good. And I do feel like Volcanic Dash is still overlooked nowadays, but it does have a lot of potential that not many people give a crap about. Also, yes, I'm going to advise this for you Volcanic Dash owners. Why is this with my dash drivers? I would advise you to own at least 2, as these drivers do tend to break a lot. Because sometimes their little parts will unscrew. Here's an awakened one. Yeah. But you get the gist. It's pretty much a good stalling option, so yeah. Destroy Dash. Yes, I actually am going to give you guys my take on Destroy Dash. Everyone talks, oh yeah, if I want a little attack with a little extra stamina in life after death, I'm going to use Destroy Dash because I think it's pretty good. Listen, you guys are annoying. Destroy Dash is more of a balance driver than anything. In Limited, I think either Blade Kid or Wombat said that Destroy was kind of the driver that you can do whatever the heck you want with. It is just... it can be whatever the fuck it wants. It's really good. But every kid's like, oh yeah, no, my attack combo is going to have good stamina because I'm using this Destroy Dash. I'm also going to have really a burst resistance. Yeah, we know. It has good burst resistance. You don't need to tell everyone about it. And you don't need to spread misinformation about how good it actually is. Like, come on. I could do a whole stereotype video on what parts people like to use. Alright, so... I want to do, like, the weirder options now. The weird options. So, these are the weird options. The weird champs. So let's start off with Unite. Unite is kind of in the same. I think I may have done Keep Dash before. Whatever. You basically use these guys for the same thing, just sheer defense. If you just want to just knock an opponent like away, you want to use these drivers because they are very defense heavy. I like Keep Dash more because it's rubber ball is always fun, and it's free spin. Speaking of free spin, let's talk about the Universe driver for a bit. Universe is actually widely using. Using's not a word, is it? No, probably not. Used is used a lot on Rage Longinus, or just Rage in general in Japan, because first, those Japanese people, like I said, are crazy, and they will try to figure out some weird way to make something work. And this was one of the ways that I found that worked really well against some of the more American combos, as the Japanese meta is very different from the American meta. Next we have is Assault. Assault you kind of want to use for tornado stalling, but I've seen a lot of people say this driver is actually not that bad for just pretty much stalling and kind of mixed attack. I hear it's okay. I don't really like using Assaults, but some people really do like this driver, and all the power to you. This driver is pretty fun, though. Next we have kind of in the same spot, we have Spiral Dash, kind of does the same thing. I remember King Luffy used it to win Strange Cereal, and I still feel like this driver has some potential in the stadium. It's just no one has found a way to exploit it yet. Wink, wink. Use it on Rage. But using it on Rage is a blast. All right, boys, we're moving into attack territory. You know what that means. Yep, we have all of our attack drivers. We have, of course, all the rubber attack drivers that people like to use. Some people like to use Hunter. I don't see it doing too well. But let's start off with, of course, the main driver that everyone wants. Extreme Dash. There are two versions of this driver. There was that purple one on that Dead Hades in the random booster that had soft rubber, which is definitely one that a lot of people are like, oh, there's no difference. There's a difference. The rubber on the Hades one is harder than the one on the Amaterios and the silver one, which are the better molds because they just are a lot better for attack as they have better grip. The problem with better grip in softer rubber is you're going to wear your driver down faster. As an example, I have my worn one here, and you can see the complete difference on them, how there's a hole here and this one's missing because it's so worn down. But yeah. Next we have Quick Dash. Quick Dash is kind of at the same place as Extreme, though it has a lot harder rubber, and it's actually a lot more controllable than Extreme. So if you don't want as much power but a little more control, I would say use Quick. I also think Quick is slightly taller than Extreme. I hope I am not. I am right. Okay, I'm not right. It is the same height. Okay, good. This could be attained pretty easily back during like early. I know they released one in like GT and like early Sparking. This driver became very accessible. Especially the blue one. I mean, the blue one got released twice. Anyway, next up we have Evolution Dash. A lot of people like this driver because it's just super fast. You don't want to use it fully worn down. You do not want it if it looks like this and it just has no nubs left, then that is not good. You want it to have the outer ring of nubs still there, so it has a little more control and stamina. Never go fully flat, even if you think it's faster, it has more power. That applies to pretty much variable as well. Exceed, kind of weird spot. I find it to work just as good as Quick Dash when you get it launched right, but otherwise it just goes out of control. Luckily, it can be paired with the Zone Dash or the Plus Z chip if you want a little life after death, though you're not going to find much controllability. And this thing can burn in hell because you are never going to use it at all, and it's just a stupid gimmick. Do I have anything left? Because I'm done ranting about drivers. No? Are we sure? I don't wanna move on without being sure. Oh yeah. You're a memer. You are a hardcore memer, and all your friends probably like you if you use this driver. Case closed. But some people would definitely argue the point of Jolt Dash, Ultimate Reboot Dash, and Hold Dash all being still completely viable. And I'd say, you might be right, but I haven't seen them applied that much in competitive, so Jolt scrapes too much. Ultimate Reboot basically is just weird, and it used to be really good. I know that back in GT. This used to be one of the best drivers for, like, Judgment. And then Hold Dash is very, say... It's weird. It's kind of like Volcanic, but slightly more life after death, but slightly less control. A lot of people like to awaken them in Japan, and they become, like, they're kind of their centered meta, because they have never got out of way of using Hold. Which I respect. I like the Hold driver, but these guys, and even Zephyr Dash, Variable Dash, are also said to be pretty good by the Japanese community, but I don't really see most of the Americans using them, and if they are, they're not really getting too much success. Chassis and discs. This is where the fun begins, as that non-wise Jedi once said, and I also think I misplaced my Giga disc. Oh, no. Oh, it's over here. All right. Yeah, so let's start off with the basic 2 chassis for stamina, or 3 chassis for stamina. You have your awakened 2B. So if it's awakened, you'll know because it doesn't make that weird click kind of grinding noise. Maybe it's grinding a little bit, but not nearly as much as it used to, so it's pretty good. And basically, you're going to want it in free spinning modes. For when it falls over, it's going to use that little plate to kind of grind a little more free spin out of it. Plus, it also becomes really good at defense. So, I like I said before, like if you really want to be really a defensive combo, you can use something else. And I find defense to be very fun to use. Now, next up, we have, of course, ding, 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 ding. What was it called? So, yeah, we have the other stamina chassis, which are 1S. You can use this with any disc, whether that be, yeah, and, yeah. But that's pretty much all you're going to really use it for is with stamina discs. It's kind of sad this thing doesn't really have that many other applications since the meta is kind of dominated by double chassis. Next we have is 2A. You would expect this to be used for attack as it has attack in the name. It's not very good for, like, attack, but, like, it's just the shape of it has, like, really good life after death for some reason, and a lot of people have taken to using this on Tempest for that reason. Next up, we have 2A. 2A is kind of using more like what you would expect. No, 2S is using a lot more like 2A you would expect it to use. It's pretty, it's weird, but you could use it on Brave. You could probably use it on Glide, but I see it a lot more used on, like, Brave Destroy Dash combos, but that's just me. Thank you, Justin TC. Next up, we have 3A. We know exactly what this is used for. Just the average Rage combo. No matter what, you never want to use Rage without this. If you are using Rage without this, then what are you doing with your life? You are not thinking properly. You might need to get your brain checked out. Next up, we have the 2Ds. So 2D has 2 states, normal and awakened, or worn down. And you're not allowed to cut these tabs. You are not allowed to cut the barrier. You have to awaken it or wear it out normally by battling it. And you can see here, like, the breaks aren't completely even as if you were to cut it. You would know if it was cut because it would be pretty much even. They just kind of snapped off. A couple of them I just kind of yanked out, which was kind of what I did. I don't know if that's not legal, but if not, I will prefer wearing this down properly. But otherwise, I think that's okay, since it's more or less kind of what you would expect from a natural wear. So yeah. And besides, you couldn't even tell the difference between if I tore it or if I awakened it normally. So I don't see if the WBO is going to have a problem with that. If they are, that's fine. I won't use it. Next up, we have our 2 discs, or 3 discs. One of these is a one-trick pony, which is, what's this one called? Ow, which you only want to use. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise. My family's doing something. But basically, it's just designed for the limit break bays. I actually did discover this, and I think this might be kind of funny when you guys realize it. But did it work on Belial only, or does it work on Ragnarok too? Oh, it only works on Belial apparently. Whack. Wait. I forgot which it was. They said someone said like limit break stuff works on the I don't know. I'll figure it. Oh wait, I think. Oh no, I think it was that the. Never mind. No, it was that the. Yeah, these discs would work on the limit break bays, which is kind of funny. But all right. Besides that, yeah. You're only gonna want to use these legally on the limit break Beyblades, activate, like Volcano and Burn. And yes, these are viable and competitive. So we do have Wheel. Wheel and Giga are both kind of in the same place. They are just the pure weight, outward weight distribution, or OWD-based discs. I think Wheel has a lot more stamina than Giga, but Giga's a lot heavier, so we're back at, like, a heavy gravity situation where, like... But this time the heavy is actually heavier than the gravity. So there's pros and cons to each of them. Alright, yeah, discs. I know it's a stupid concept. And I really wish they were more that were good. Rings! Actually, there's surprisingly a wide assortment of rings, and this is more or less based on the Beybase and a bit from Japanese Beytubers, which is kind of cool. I did not include some of the other things they like to use, like Abyss and Death, mainly because I find those things a little too cumbersome to use, as they aren't really too good at anything, but they rely mainly on their parts for it to work. So let's start off with a weird one. We'll start off with Curse. How do I like to use Curse? Well, the only real way I see Curse being used nowadays is basically on 2D combos, as the barrier is just kind of doing its thing to counter Rage, which is... I know, it's really stupid, I know, but, like, tell me that just does not look like an absolute thick-ass wall that you just can't break through. That's awesome. I actually will do some combo battles at the end of this. I think I'll try and do, like, a 3-on-3 deck or something, like I did in the first ever combo video I did. Yeah, but farewell Sparking. It's kind of sad seeing this system go. Next we have Rage. I don't need to say anything. Just use Rage on 3A with, like, Extreme or Drift or any other really fun driver you want to use. It really works on pretty much anything that is not a plastic-based tip or just... Really, it kind of just does work on everything. As long as, like, there's certain things out of the question that it doesn't work on, but most of the time it works on pretty much anything. Next up, we have Hollow. Hollow is there just specifically to counter Tempest. Basically, all you do is you kind of just flat launch or just Unga Bunga launch it, and it just kind of eats away and maybe even bursts your Tempest combo. It's actually not that reliable to use in... normal format, but in deck format, it is definitely one of the more formidable Beyblades that you can, or combos you can use. Infinite Shield. I'm actually going to change this to stock Infinite Shield because when I do the combos, you'll understand exactly what I am going for. So, of course, Infinite Shield is actually better than Infinite Sword, in case you guys weren't wondering. It's just because it has better defense and a little better attack. Because the sword just kind of brushes all attacks away instead of, like, actually catching on the opponent, which is weird. But I could say this is definitely one of the better layers that you are able to use. That is, like, kind of a rogue option. Next up, we have Brave. Brave you kind of want to use on stamina, anti-attack kind of stuff. And I'm not a fan of Brave. I do like a Valkyrie being good, but, like, this just is atrocious looking. I hate the yellow on Brave. If it was, like, brighter yellow that wasn't transparent, like, just solid yellow, like, Exceed yellow, I'd be like, that's pretty damn cool, but now that it's transparent, it just looks, ugh. But, yeah, you can use this for anti-attack, and I don't want to really drag on for that too long. I forgot World! My mans! I love World. I love both spins, but I will primarily see myself kind of flipping through them. But, if I want aesthetic, I will definitely use left spin. And, yeah, so it's aesthetic versus, like, good. And the rotation style does not matter. I just like using it with the Diabolos chip, so sue me. Next up, we have, what's it called? We have Volcano. Volcano's used in a very weirdly, and I actually got this idea from Fried Pasta. Big shout out to him. And he actually uses it with like Fafnir or like any other weird chip, and he uses it on like this on the OW disc with Destroy Dash as like a rage counter as an anti-attacker, which I find like it's way cooler than Brave as an anti-attacker, and it like kind of uses the spring to absorb some of the shock, which I think is badass. But yeah. And now we're moving on to the inconsistencies. Here we have Burn. Burn bursts a lot. That's pretty much its inconsistency. Though it does have some of the best attack power I've actually seen if hitting its attacks consistently. I really want to try it out on Extreme Dash, and I might actually... nah, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to play it safe. But if you guys do want to see me do like testing with like certain parts that are kind of low tier, but K says they're still usable in some aspect, let me know and I'll give them a try. But sometimes I want to know what K's smoking sometimes. Like, it's probably some really good shit. Next up we have Glide. You're going to want to use the same thing, like very similar to Brave and very similar to Curse. You can use it on 2D. You can use it on anti-attack. It's kind of a mixed bag. Mirage does exactly what you would expect a Fafnir to do. No same spin, but all the opposite spin. It's just solely a left spin, like a right spin counter. That's all it is. Like, slap that baby on Drift, and you got yourself probably a good combo. Next, finally, we have Jet. This is another one that Kay talked about being, like, very inconsistent. But I probably, like, I know my friend Dragon or Jay likes using it, and I respect that 100%. But I don't really see the appeal of the Ratchet gimmick and how that would affect its play at all. Because the rubber would just slow it down. And yeah, chips, they all have metal on them. Basically, you have the metal chip cores from these two. And then you have Solomon, which is your heaviest. You have this, which you want to do on Hollow. And then you have these bad boys, which Diabolos is just a better Spriggan. And then Lucifer's just kind of an all-around good chip. And of course, you can use other chips with metal chip cores. There's nothing wrong with, like, oh, yeah, I want to use this with a metal chip core. I'm not going to shit on you for that. And so now let me just put together a couple combos and try to use my brain, because I want to do some testing today, boys. Of course, I want to use Mirage on an Equalizer. And yeah, boy, that's some good color palette. I want to use, so 2 decks. I'm going to try and do, yeah, I'll do Curse, Lucifer, 2D on, I'll figure out the parts I'm going to use in a bit. Alright, next we're going to have Tempest, Solomon, Metal Chip Core, I'm going to use 2A on Solomon. Yeah. Alright, Solomon. Then we're going to do... I want to do my World Diabolos in left spin because I am a living aesthetic. And only the gods shall fear me. And then we have to do 2 more. I'm going to try Hollow. If that's the case, I'm probably going to be running... Yeah, I'm going to run it. I want to try low on this. I really do, but I want to just kind of remain consistent. In that case, I will be giving this guy these parts just for testing. One experimental combo. Next, I'm going to do, of course, the classic Hollow Lucifer 2. And we even have room for one more combo, and I think you all know what the hell I'm going to be using. First off, I want to figure out which... Do I want to use Extend Plus, or do I use... I'm going to use Zone Dash plus Z. No, I'm going to use Ryze on this. I feel like Ryze would be... Okay, first off, I'm using Ryze because that's an actual aesthetic. Like, look at how pretty that one is. Good rage counter. And then I want to use this on this. And you know what? No, I'm actually going to take Drift put it on the Mirage, I want to actually see, like, because this kind of looks like it lines up pretty dang well. Like, it kind of meshes with the Giga Disc, so I'm going to try that out. And so I do have room for the Rage combo. Do I want to try out the Never Driver? It's low to the ground. I don't know how that's going to affect its life after death, so yeah. Also, that's not hooked in all the way. Yeah, there we go. Now we're hooked in. I want to just see the life after death in the base stadium over here for a sec, and just to be sure. I'm gonna put some faith into it. Actually, no. Extend plus all the way. Be the noob. And I'm actually gonna do 4v4 this time. Alright, so now I need, this video is 30 minutes long already. Jesus, you guys are gonna be in for a long video. Enjoy it. Because I'm gonna do 4v4, 4G deck format. Alright, that goes in there. Of course, we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna go with a combo I do not like to use. Yeah. Next up, we are gonna do, I wanna do the, yeah. Oh, this is a yeah moment right here, boys. This here's a yeah moment. Can I get a yeah in the comments section, please? If you guys made it this far in the video, give me a yeah in the comments section. And I'll use Extend Plus. Alright. I'm still missing one, and I know exactly what I'm going to use. I took Fafnir, didn't I? Fuck. My saving grace. Hee Helios. Helios 1 always comes to the rescue. And actually, that looks badass, too. I'm happy with that. And, of course, I will give it the Le Destroidas. I'm actually going to give this Destroy Dash to Hollow because it matches the black and purple aesthetic. And then I'm going to give this one to Helios. Alright. So, there we go. Kind of the meta. So, I'm going to bring my stadium over. And I'm going to kind of just randomly pick them off. And then we're going to see which one goes first. So, just... Okay. Lucifer versus Helios. Rage versus Curse. Exactly what I designed it to counter to. So, that's going to be interesting. Next up, we have Tempest versus World. Helios versus Spriggan. And that's going to be Fafnir versus... Alright, Fafnir versus Death Scyther. So, let these battles begin. It will be just first to win, and I will go through, and whoever... If it's a draw, I will pick one randomly. If it's not a draw, I will, just... Yeah, I'll end the video. So let's start off with, of course, this thing. I need my launchers. This video is going to be 40 minutes by the time I end it, and you guys are just going to be sitting here, like, watching me ramble all about competitive for 40 minutes. So let this battle begin. 3, 2, 1, go. You can see that beautiful barrier. And you can see how bad I am at launching attack types. I'm going to leave it in there because it's going to just kind of absorb all the attack power from... Rage. And that's how Lucifer work. Yep. I want to redo that match again. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Now, as you can see... Well, I just screwed up the launch. I'm just going to do this again. But Lucifer is just kind of absorbing all the impact from... our Rage here, and as our Rage is doing this, it's not on drift, so it's going to run out of stamina. And there you have it. 1 point to that, to this side. Next up, we have Solomon versus Spriggan, or Diabolos. I will launch Diabolos first, and then I will proceed to launch in your funny Solomon combo. Now, Solomon is the best stamina combo in the game, while Spriggan is kind of my favorite equalizer I know how to use. I just like how it looks, and that's fair. Like, if it looks nice, I'm gonna like it. If it doesn't look nice, I'm like, it's fine. But you can see that it's just kind of equalizing with it, and it should get an outspin. Spin finish? Yeah, alright. Which means this same side as Lucifer gets a point. Next up, we are going to have... probably this is going to be a complete shutout by one side, now that I'm thinking about it. So, Helios is not going up against Rage, so we're going to leave it already limit breaked. And then we are going to see who comes out on top. Is it going to be Spriggan? Helios. As you can see, Helios is just kind of... It doesn't outweigh it, but it's just kind of hitting it a little bit. That was a draw, actually. One click to Helios. No clicks to Spriggan. So I'll do another kind of more of a soft launch battle this time. Yeah, just being left spin means you can spin steal, I get, in this generation, which kind of sucks. Like, you don't have to have rubber like Medio El Drago to equalize a lot. Ooh, okay, that actually got a point, which does give the other side another point, I hope. Alright, now we get to finish it off with Giga Drift, or the Giga Chad. Oh no, hollow. I hope, God, I did not screw up that weight distribution at all. No, all the weight's up that side. Yeah, no, I got it. Alright, yeah. So, this team wins. Which ones were it? It was this one, and then it was also... Yeah, and then there was also this one. So these guys win. I hope they were on the same team. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This video has taken a long time to film. About 40 minutes in total time. So if you guys made it to the end, give yourselves a nice pat on the back. Because honestly, I'm amazed you guys had the idea just to sit down here this long just to watch a freaking competitive Beyblade video. But yeah, I feel like since sparking has finally ended, I might as well do one last combo video. And I feel like all the combos here are a pretty good assortment of what you can use. Though the meta is kind of dominated by these two. And then occasionally you'll see like these guys thrown out as counters. And then these guys you almost never see. But yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you all enjoyed this video. Because I sure enjoyed filming it. Even if it was just a pain of me lying down all day. Just filming this one battle video. So yeah, anyway, join our Discord server, please. We are always looking for new members, though we did introduce the Discord TOS rules of 13 and up, sadly for you guys. But we are going to be doing a CBT pretty soon, so if you want to enter into that, make sure you're subscribed, have the notification bell on, as well as join the Discord server, because that's where we usually do all the CBTs, is on the Discord. I don't know, maybe this will be for 1,000 subs, and I'll throw in a little prize-y-roo for you guys. I don't know. Just gotta wait and see. So, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Stay safe. Stay awesome. And... Beyblade.